I wouldn't eat tomatoes. Grandma couldn't get me to eat them. Loved ketchup, hated tomatoes. She put it on a biscuit one morning Grandma made with mayonnaise, and I've loved it ever since. I wanted to have my hair braided. Cornrows. Not cornrows, French braid. I wanted French braids because Grandma had never done it. I didn't know how to. So she'd do my French braids in the morning. Sitting in the mobile home that was my mama's in the floor doing my hair. The first horse that I rode, her at her dad's house. Me and her didn't do a bunch of stuff, but those first couple of years, she wanted to be my mom. She wanted to fill in and be mom. She wanted me to act like she was my mom. Whenever Grandma found out that I was sneaking out and sexually active, she's the one who broke my phone and threw it in my face. She's the reason I had a phone. I was working at her house doing dishes and cleaning, doing laundry to have a phone. My first car seat for Riley, my stroller car seat combo, I worked for that. I cleaned their house and they bought me the car seat combo at the auction in Adamsville. Like, that's the only couple years I had with him. What you're hearing me say is the memories that I had. Other than that, there wasn't memories. We didn't do anything. Then she went on the road with him, got her license, and she went out first with somebody, a woman, and partnered. And then she went on the road with him. And they were gone all the time. And the only other time I saw her was for 3.5 months in 2017. From late December of 16 until March of 2017. I've got court documents where they lied to the judge, to the lawyer, saying they stayed until June. I can prove all that. I can prove when we moved out because the lease, our new lease. I can prove electricity got cut on. I can prove our first night staying in the house. I can prove so much that I've not shared with y'all. So, but did I think she was a good person? That girl was in her mouth last night. Yeah, I mean, from a young kid I did. Now as a grown child, I see different. I know different. So to anybody who thinks I'm going to give up on my kids who are 15, 13, 12, 7, and 3, they're not fully developed. Their brain isn't fully developed, and that will never happen. Okay? Just because you feel a certain way and trying to portray it onto them don't mean that they truly feel that way. When they're away from you, can talk privately to other people about the situation, they're going to say things that you did wrong and they didn't like. Just like they will with me. Just like they do with him. They will everybody. Every child has something they didn't like. Whether you looked at them, you talked to them wrong, etc. Okay? You're not perfect. But keeping their parents away, when they have rights to see them, when they are progressing better and changing things you've asked and the courts have asked, you're supposed to work with them. You're supposed to try to have the children involved because it's ultimately they're coming back home, not you. You should want them to either see or not see. Not, oh, they've just abandoned you. No. Or they didn't show up today. You know, that's what it is. Like, you think that you're going to make us a date and we won't show up? It's not looking nice. Of course we do. Did I ever miss any visits with Michael? No. Did I miss any court dates besides the ones they didn't tell me about? The last one they sent to the P.O. box instead of the hotel, which was on purpose. I literally have a phone call recording on Friday with the foster care worker, and court was on Monday, and she didn't tell me a word. Does that not seem pretty plain to you? Literally, the court papers in the P.O. box, but they took my kids from the hotel. It would take so many weeks. It would take so long. It would take... So what kind of... Oh, I ain't stopping until I do. I don't care if it takes 5 years. If it takes 5 years, I still have 3 children under the age of 18. Like, you know, it's not going to ever change the fact that I still have multiple children under 18. And to all the people that says I haven't taken accountability, do you ever get on here and listen at all? Do you listen to why I'm hurt? I'm hurt because Kevin isn't the same person he was when they left. Kevin has worked on that. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work on yourself while your children's away. You're supposed to be better when your children come back. That's what we're doing. And when you don't allow them to see the progression at all and act like they've just died, that's a problem. That's psychologically it's a toll. Like, if my mom was still here, but I was being told that she abandoned me or she don't care, but she's really trying, I'd be devastated. If my mother was really here on earth, but I thought she was dead, I would be completely devastated. Who knows what they think? Who knows if they think we've abandoned them, don't try, or who knows if they think we're dead? I don't even know if they know that their grandpa died. That's how crazy this is. And it's not just me and Kevin. She's cut off other people too. Other people that were in their lives regularly. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know how I got in here, baby. I don't think my other mods are in here. They're not used to me being up this early. Not at all. Or not on live this early. I don't know if they're... I don't even know if they're on. We'll get into that, okay? We had other options. We had a church friend, and we had another friend. One friend was going to take the 3 older ones. One friend was going to take the 2 babies. They knew they were, we'll let you see them. That's what the court said. These children are going to go into emergency care with family or friends until they get a home, they do a parenting class, and they do the psych eval. We've done all that besides the house. We're working on that, okay? Most cases go to 2 years. We're not even at 1.5 years yet. And you're telling me just to give up on my kids, they don't want to come home? Sorry, that's not how that works at all. At all. And you know what's funny is that y'all can say I've had visitation, but I haven't. I've got the damn messages. I've got all of them. Every one of them from the very beginning. So quit telling me something that you don't know. Yeah, this is what I've been telling y'all the whole time, that we think people were part of it secretly that we didn't know about. The people that were calling his mom and having his mom call Kevin and tell him this, that, and the other. That was her. They were planning to take our children the whole time. They were behind it. Her mother has DCS workers she's best friends with. The other ex-wife has DCS workers she's best friend with. They were part of it. That's why she, with one child who had a paid-off Infiniti car, went in August of 23 and got a 7-seater Toyota. Why would you get an SUV when it's just you and your child? Why would you get enough seats for all of our kids to fit in it? Why don't you pop up after 9 years of being together and take them to the zoo, but yet you haven't come any other time when I begged you? I begged you to include them. Begged you to let them know each other. Begged them to know their niece. Begged you to allow Nana to take Neelan with her. You wouldn't. It's to the point she wanted Nana by herself, and she was truthfully, this is how it started out. She was jealous. She was mad because Kevin dated. He swore to her, I won't date again after he came out of prison. I won't date again. Well, after 13 years, he was not happy. He wasn't happy. He said, Kirsten, I wasn't happy. I've actually found happiness. But it's he just went into this phase, and he just shut down and didn't try for better and didn't work to do better and become complacent, become controlling in a way. I was young, and he didn't, he says it. And eventually, his prison story is going to get into this. How did we get to what happened at TikTok? What happened on the old house? We're going to get into that. It's going to take us a few months, but we're going to get into that. It's all going to be showed. How he went to prison, how he got fired from prison, how he went to work other places, how he got placed in prison, who set him up, how long he spent in prison, the incidents in prison, the riots he was part of on the riot team, Puerto Rico, Ohio. Then we'll go into after prison, being paroled, going to other jobs, in America. And we're going to explain exactly how his children were during that. And it's she went from being jealous and mad that he had 4 children he was taking care of, 3, because she hated it in the beginning, to just cutting herself off. I showed y'all the video about Dylan, wanting his dad to himself. Well, she was the same way. And she never, though, with Dylan, he would come visit, and I would facilitate the kids being gone. I would take my kids to my grandma's or my cousins or my sister so that Dylan could have his own time with his dad, because I was that child. I knew how I felt. My dad was off with everybody else 365 days out of the year and didn't even have an hour with me. So when he showed the first time, I'll share that video, when he showed the first time that he didn't like it and he wanted his dad to himself, when he come to the weekends, I planned for the kids to leave and let him and his dad have each other the whole time. If she would have said, hey, I want the weekend with Dad, or hey, can Dad come go out with me this weekend, I'd been like, sure, go. I'm always trying to facilitate everybody's heart being okay. If I've hurt somebody, whether intentionally or unintentionally, I've tried to apologize. I wanted us to be involved. I love her as a person. Like, I adore her. I'm happy with how my children are being raised. I'm not happy that you've taken them and just stripped them from us. That's not right, no matter how you look at it. Like I said, even prisoners get visits with their children. So it's not right. The whole point of DCS is to have that family be together. Have that family come together. Have that family come back together. Not, oh, out of sight, out of mind, they're dead. I'll give you a better life. Coming from somebody who lost their parent, what hurts me the most is that none of them have lost their parent. Kevin just lost his. He just now understands. And I see how much not having me involved with Riley has affected him. Like, it affects him so much. He calls me and talks about it. And I have to say I'm sorry to him, Riley. I'm sorry that Mom hasn't been in the best circumstances. I'm sorry Mom hasn't been the best financially stable. I'm sorry that Mom didn't have good cars to come to Illinois because it's so far away. Like, to somebody that I look up to and like how she is as a person, to do this to me, not to him, to me. If you have something wrong with him, why is it done to me? Why, when I leave, do you text me and say, we can meet? Why do when I leave, do you text me and say, the children are doing great, yada, yada, yada. But yet I come back, and you won't even talk to me. You won't even respond to me. Like, if you and him have problems, and the kids have problems with his reactiveness, why aren't you letting me? So it's just very hurtful. It's like, you know, I'm just going to do what I think's best, and I'm going to pray it benefits us. And if it does, then I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of it all just being, we're going to put what we want out here, and they're just going to sit back and take it. We're just going to put what we want out here, and everybody's going to believe it, and we're right. Like, I have so much. I even have the court date. The whole courtroom is closed. I have all that recorded. You think that I just don't have the proof to prove that I'm not lying, and have the proof to prove that things y'all are saying is not the truth, or the proof to prove who you really are? Like, who you're acting to be. This is not who you are. You're way better than this. And I'm just going to say this. My grandma hurt me last night. I was very upset with my grandma. Because instead of her saying, you should get that house and work on getting those kids back, she said, did you read what she wrote? Kids don't want to come home. I wouldn't buy a house. So just give up on my kid. That's just exactly how you and Dad think. Give up on my kid. Don't worry about them. They're gone forever. That is not how you think. Let me just say this. Whether or not they come back in 5 years, let's just say 5 years, Andy will be 17, Neelan will be 12, and Trustin will be 8, okay? Okay? We still are going to need a house big enough, okay? Just because you take my children and you keep them away from me doesn't mean they're not going to come back later on like Riley is. Riley's wanting to come home this year. We get a house big enough, he's coming home. He turns 18 and I have a house, he's coming home. So all those years his dad kept me away. She don't want you. She's abandoning you. She yada, yada, yada. Now he's begging to come home. Now he's calling saying, Mom, I want to come home and be with you. So you think my other kids aren't going to do that eventually? I mean, even if you keep their minds swayed, okay, because you're keeping them swayed, they're going to come back eventually. They're going to come back eventually. We still need a gathering spot. We have 8 children. If you and one other don't speak to us ever again, that's still 6 children. If 6 children get married, that's 12 spouses and them. If 6 children have 3 grandchildren, that's 18 grandchildren. That's 30 people, including me and Kevin and his other parts of his family. I've got to have a house. You don't just say, don't get a house because they're not going to come home. Like, my grandmother should say, I think you should get a house immediately. I think you should get a lawyer immediately. I think you should fight with every penny you have, Ashley, that we make for your children, our children. Instead, what? That hurt me more than the life. It's just insanity. It's insanity. We have a job, lovely. We have jobs. Stop acting like we don't have jobs. Where's Kevin? I guess he ain't in a work job, huh? But my other grandma, though, my other grandma's always been the one who's been for me, truthfully. Like, she says, it's so wrong. Not only, she's just like Matt. Matt took my oldest son and stripped him from everybody. His grandma, his great-grandparents, his siblings, and me. Everybody lost him, not just me. Same thing with these kids, my other grandma. I don't understand why she took them from Paul. Paul has nothing to live for now. I don't understand why she won't answer my calls. I don't understand why she won't respond. She was supposed to guide the kids so that we could still be involved. Not like foster care. And in foster care, I still would have seen my kids. I still would have had supervised visits. I have supervised visits now. It's upsetting. And, she's like, I really want to talk to her. She's going to hear what I got to say. Because you don't just take kids from people they love and then it just be okay. You're affecting those kids. Those kids are going to be affected. If their grandparents die while they're gone, it's going to affect them. But she just don't care. She just don't care. My other grandma, the one I love so much and try to do so much for. Well, Agnes, they're giving them a good life. They're happy. So that should just cut us out. That should just cut their parents out. Grandma gonna text yesterday, what rugs are you on? What? Grandma, you saw my hair follicle. You saw my urine screens. You saw my mouth swab. You know. And you're going to go along with them and act like they're telling the truth? My other grandma would be like, that ain't the dang truth. The truth is that she takes a legal prescription and that's it. And green. This is the reason we didn't talk for a year. We didn't talk for a year because everybody else can affect her. Like, I had Kevin's mom who favored who the kids are with. And now my grandma seems like I don't have anybody. It seems like I can't call my grandma and be like, her be understanding. Like, it really hurt my feelings yesterday. It really hurt my feelings. More than most everything else. Because who says that? Who says don't get a house because they don't want to come home? When do children get to decide? When do children get to decide what's best for them? Riley ran away from home. Guess where he's at? At home. He didn't have a choice. He didn't have a choice to get away from his dad. He's back at home. I didn't have a choice at 11 and a half to go with my dad because you sent me to school and he come sign me away while I was at school. He didn't even... What did somebody just say? My parents forgot. My birthday and wanted me to play with my dad. I'll just say this. Anybody who lives at home with their parent doesn't have any bills besides maybe a car payment and a phone payment might pay portions on the bills. I don't know the specifics, but you're splitting the bills. You're not having to pay it all on your own. You've never lived on your own. You receive a check from the government each month. You receive aid from the government each month, and you receive payment from their family. Of course, you can provide better for them. Of course, right now it's a better option because you can. You have all those resources coming in. It's not just you. You're not just the only one providing for those children. If that family would have aided in just being there in a village, like, maybe this would have been prevented. Maybe my kids would have known y'all before y'all just took them. And it's like that little Pickleton. You don't have any kids. You're 21. You didn't even care about my kids. I've got all of them. We're talking about Kevin's first wife's families who we're talking about. These people are now pretending like they're God's savior. They saved our children. They're giving them so much better. We're so horrible. Why? Because you feel that way. You have your old hurt from Kevin and his second wife that you've endured, and now you're putting it onto the children. Let the children feel how they feel and then try to heal that. You don't try to just take away their parents. They still have to see their parents and who they are and who they're going to be or what they're for. But pretending like they're dead, I will never understand that. Pretending like they're dead or abandoned you when they haven't. And they message every single day. Every single day. Oh, man. What are we talking about on that? What? Of course, once you get to adult, you can't do anything about it. You just pray about them. Pray, and pray they make the right choice. Because once they're grown, there ain't nothing you can do. You just pray about it and pray that they listen to you and don't just do whatever they're wanting to do. Well, I'm already dealing with that right now. With Riley. Like, I'm so far away, though, that, it's hard to be involved and hard to be a parent across the phone. So, yeah. What? Who's spraying water everywhere? Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot that you had left. Hope your flight was good. I apologize. I really thought that I'd forgotten about it. Where is my clip? No, I don't like that. Miss Darling, have a great day, lovely. Darling. Who knows? I know, lovely. I appreciate that so much. Go back to court. I'm telling you, I've got it recorded, and I called DCS, and they said, "You're meaning to tell me that you haven't seen your children?" "No, you haven't." "What?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, actually, you have to come back to court because she's not giving you what you're supposed to. Supposed to have uninterrupted phone calls. Supposed to have same thing I have with Riley. Supervised visits with the person who has them, emergency custody over it. Supposed to have unlimited phone calls at a considerable time for a considerable amount. Mail and email. Nothing. Nada." Now they cut other family members off because they favor Kevin and he cries because he misses his dad. How sad is that? Who would do that? Who would be like, oh, can't see him. I can't wait until court shows exactly who they are and exactly that they're not for the children's best interest. Like, you don't just strip children and their parents be progressing on the things that you say they need to work on, and then you not let them see them or talk to them. You can't just act like parents just died off the face of the earth. Maybe parents who are actually users who are on the streets living, choosing that over their kids who are bums. Kevin goes to work every day. He works 7 days a week most weeks. Last paycheck was $2,000. Why? Because we're saving for a house. We're saving for a lawyer. We're saving to try to get our children back, but that takes time. A lawyer is $5,000 to $20,000, depending on who you're gonna go against and how long it's gonna cost. A house is gonna be between $10,000 and $20,000, possibly. I'm not sure. Okay. Later on, the van will be later on, once everything's done with court and the house and all that. But I've got to have a house to show the courts that. Okay. I've got one, but I just got to rewrite it. You know, I don't know about, listen, I could get first-time homeowner, but I don't know. Well, Sally, if you're approved for a $200,000 house and it's 20% down, that would be, I mean, $100,000 house, 20% would be how much, baby? So we're looking at between $10,000 and $20,000 to put down on a home that we own. Okay? And listen, it'd be ignorant to go out here and get a 3-bedroom house for our children. I'm not fighting anything. Where do you see fighting at? Okay? Yeah, to put down on a home, to own it. If I was to go out, listen, you may not know this, but last time they connected with the landlord. I was on TikTok for 3 years prior to this. Had 70,000 followers, almost 65,000. I never had DCS at my house. Baby, it's not. It's going to depreciate in value. We've got approved for $250,000. We're looking at a house that is big enough. 6 bedrooms, 4 bath. It's marked down to a price